Hey, how you doing there again, folks? Me again, of course, Brandon Wenzel. Come back at you. Another offering off my sampler platter. Yes, indeed, folks. Sampler for you. Series of videos I do for a little while. I go over there, try out food and drink items. I eat stuff, I drink stuff. Then, folks, I'm going to talk about stuff. I'm going to let you know all that you need to know about hopefully delicious stuff. That time I'm doing this, folks, I'm not going to lie. I'm eating a breakfast burrito from a gas station, so if that's not what you're here for, I guess turn away now, unless maybe that sounds enticing to you now, in which case, carry on. I don't, the description should be pretty... I don't do clickbaity description stuff most of the time. I've done a couple, but not super bad. But anyway, we'll get to that. Folks, it's a super simple format. I'm going to go over there, I'm going to try out food and or drink items. Whilst I'm doing so, I'm going to go over there, I'm going to yammer on about it for a bit. Whilst I'm doing all that, I'm inside my truck, and whilst I'm doing all that, I'm wearing grody work clothes. Typically, when I'm inside the truck and I'm wearing grody work clothes, that means that I was on my way home and I found some shit to review for you. That is definitely the case today. As I said, I am going to review for you a gas station burrito from the gas station that is Thorntons, because I got off of work and I was originally just going to go to McDonald's, but I was like, I haven't been to Thorntons in a while. So, what did I get from Thorntons? What gas station burrito is it? Boom, it's a new one. This is their new Brisket smoky and rich flavor egg burrito. Woo! Woo, look at it. It says new. You can see it. It says new. I'm not lying. Sure. I mean, Thorntons is fine. Their food tends to be decent compared to some other places. I just got through reviewing a French toast breakfast sandwich thing. Go watch that review. But let's try this thing out. See if it's any better. They used to have like a couple of breakfast burritos that I actually liked quite a bit. And then they went all super generic. It was lame. So I'm a little bit happy. It seems like maybe they're going in for a little bit more of a premium one now. Can we get a thing for the thing? Ooh, burrito-y. Let's try a burrito. Okay. What do you think? I toss you over here? Yes, I did. So are you just brisket and egg? I mean, it's not a terrible thing, but like, I'd like a little cheese or something. There might be some cheese. There's something that's orange. Okay. Alright, well, I can see what they're going with the brisket idea. Took me a little bit to get into it, but I get what they're going with it. For one thing, texture-wise, it almost has like kind of a pulled pork texture. So it's a little bit more tender. Got that kind of more fibrous kind of texture to it, which is kind of nice. And then the flavor, it has sort of an overall homogeneous breakfast burrito flavor. But once that starts to kind of dial back, that's when you get to taste the breakfast, or when you get to taste the brisket a little bit more. And they're like, yeah, it's like smoky and rich, and like a little bit. There is like a little bit of like kind of a smokiness to it. It's not super pronounced, but it's there, damn it. I'm still not sure if there's cheese. Like, I'm not seeing anything melty, but then like, no, that's gotta be cheese. There has to be some cheese in this. Okay. So as far as I can tell, it's cheese, egg, and brisket. You know what? Yes. Okay. I'll give him to it. I'll give it to him. That's what I meant to say. It actually isn't half bad, and like the brisket idea It's one of those things where, like, when I saw it, I was like, well, that seems like a gimmick to cash in on a thing that people know is a thing. Because people see brisket and they're like, brisket! It's a thing that makes people happy. I wasn't expecting it to be this good. Now, that said, it's not phenomenal or anything like that. At the end of the day, it's a gas station burrito. It's prepackaged, it's nothing. It's nothing to go over there and write home about. But you know what? Yeah, okay, it is. I'll give them credit. It is a little bit more of like a premium gas station burrito. The brisket aspect, as much as I really did just think it was going to be a gimmick, does make a difference. The texture is, like I said, it's more tender. And yeah, you can actually taste a brisket flavor. Like, I didn't really think that I would. Figured it would just be generic meat flavor, but like there is a little something extra to it compared to the average breakfast burrito. You know what? I'm a little bit stunned. A little bit, not a lot. But I wasn't expecting it to hit on any level, and it kind of did a little bit. Now that said, again, is it a phenomenal burrito? No. You can get really good breakfast burritos from, like, actual Mexican establishments, and I don't know where you folks happen to be, but at least where I am, there's a shit ton of them around me, and they are typically all really excellent, man. Like, I can get really good Mexican food pretty much any time of day. But for a gas station burrito, yeah, okay. I'm genuinely a little bit baffled. The other points of contention, though, again, it really does, outside of the brisket, it really does just have that very generic, breakfast burrito, gas station breakfast burrito taste. It's just kind of homogenous, and, like, you really don't taste a lot of difference between, like, the eggs and what little cheese there is and stuff. It's just kind of a general taste. And then once that fades back and you get the brisket, that's when it's actually at its nicest. So, 2 questions have to be asked. Would I get it again? Would I recommend it? Sure and sure. You know what? I mean, look, I'm not going to go out of my way for it. I don't hit up Thorntons that often for breakfast. Usually I just, either I wait till I get home, or, I'll just do like a fast food, or, sometimes I'll just do like a proper sit-down place if I'm feeling a little bit fancy. But if I happen to be going past a Thorntons and it's early enough in the morning, and I need to stop in for something else anyway, I could see myself grabbing this again, because it's kind of good. I'd like to see him expand on it, though. Add in a little something to go over there, give it a little extra oomph. I'm not saying I know exactly what that would be. I have a couple ideas, but yeah, for what it is, sure. And if I'm recommending it, you know what, if you happen to be going to a Thorntons and you're considering it, give it a go. I'm not saying it's going to be a burrito that's going to change your life. I don't think there's too many burritos that, I suppose you could have a heart attack or something like that, or maybe while you're eating the burrito, part of it goes over there and it falls on your shirt, and you're like, damn it, but then, like, you miss being hit by a bus, Final Destination style, but now you're being chased by death, and there's a lot of movies, and then maybe a reboot? I don't know. I watched the first 2, and then I gave up on that franchise. But anyway, 5 things before I get out of here. Have yourself a great rest of the day, spectacular rest of the week, monumental rest of the month. Spend this rest of your folks. You go there, you have yourselves a truly brisket-tastic rest of your life, I guess. I like brisket. I don't eat a lot, but I need to review a proper barbecue place. I've got a couple near me, and at least one of them is pretty solid. I've only been there one time, but it was pretty good. And there's another one that I know that's a little further out of the way, but like that, it's some good barbecue. So we'll get there. Final 2 things. Number 1, try to bring some positivity in your world. It's not always possible. It is, however, always appreciated. But what you do if you can't do all the time, I know I can't do all the time. You're just going to do, folks. You're going to try not to be an asshole. Folks, it's not always the easiest thing in the world to not be an asshole. Trust me. I know it. I live it. I'm out there with you in it. Life can be stressful and frustrating and bullshit, and, some days you just got to deal. And there's all there is to it, But when you're dealing, take a step back, try to mitigate the level of assholishness in our lives, hopefully do better for ourselves and for those around us. very final thing, folks. Do the thing. Whatever the thing is for you, that's what I want you to go out and do. Folks, here's what I want you to go out and do. If you are so minded to do so, maybe not right now. Like, at the time I'm doing this, we're like, we're still in fall, but like we're effectively in winter fall, that whole thing, which is different from Winterfell, which is a Game of Thrones reference. And something Joffrey Baratheon, something Mother of Dragons, something Khal Drogo. I mean, I could just keep listing shit off from Game of Thrones. I'll run out eventually because I only watched like the first 3 seasons. And then everybody told me it just started getting real bad anyway. So I was like, yeah, okay, fair enough. Where was I going with that? I don't remember anymore. But, I mean, if you're a fan of Game of Thrones, I hope the books finally come out for you. I've heard the House of Dragons stuff is pretty good, and it's got the one guy who was Doctor Who, and he's always good in everything. So, yes. I completely lost my train of thought while I was talking about Game of Thrones. I don't know where I was going with that. I'm going to go ahead and just kind of peace out. Brisket! That's where I was going with this. If you like brisket, maybe make yourself some brisket. Something like that. I don't know, man. I'm tired. Bye!